Mike coming to you right now from the Frat House with Mike and no, not Sidekick. It's Mrs. Sidekick's mom. We got Mrs. Sidekick's mom here who flew in all the way today from St. Louis. She's a guest of ours, and she'll be here with us this weekend. And we're thrilled to have you. We're thrilled to have
Thank you.
Now, tell us the truth. Tell us the truth, man.
Okay.
All right. What do you think of the job your son's been doing on the show? Huh?
Oh, I think it's
Should we
great.
keep him? Should we keep him?
Oh, yes. You both have been doing excellent.
All right. Now you're going to help him out with his picks next year, I hope. He's got to call you like the week before. He didn't do very well with his picks this week, so you're going to help him out with us?
I'll try to help.
I would appreciate that. Now, listen, you were here with us last year at the Frat House for the Super Bowl. All right, and you remember that it gets pretty crazy, and it gets a little goofy around here, and you're just about liable to hear, well, just about anything around here, huh? Because, I mean, we know that sports guys can say just about the most crazy, ridiculous, outrageous things, pretty stupid stuff in the heat of the moment. And, see, that prompted our production director, Jen. And so what she decided to do was she decided to go out and put together a little special for you that shows you all the things that she hears around here at the Frat House on a daily basis. And so we've got that one coming up for you right now.
Canadian football? I'll watch that. Lifetime? What is this nonsense? Aren't there any sports on anywhere? Kids? Outside! I don't care if it is 19 degrees out. The game's on! I swear if they don't win this game, I'm jumping off this balcony. Oh crap. There goes my fantasy team. Ref, what is that call? I can see from right here. It isn't even close. I need any time like this. I just can't take this anymore. They do this to me every year. Ah, fudgesicle. I bet $25 on that volleyball game. Empty. Fear me. Church or NFL? God or NFL? Eternal salvation or NFL? I really hate when these presidential speeches interrupt the game. Yes! International curling's on!
And there you go. We got the real Sidekick back now. Hey, nice job, Jen. That was great. Fabulous stuff. That was good stuff. You know, we got the Union in training camp right now, and they've certainly been making our news radar for the past couple of weeks. And this week, no exception, huh? You've got some news, and it kind of caught us both off guard a little bit this week.
Yeah, just a little bit of some news and a little, I guess, rant about the Union. We found out Tuesday, Sebastien LeToux is not, you know, he came back. He was originally going to go to Bolton and get transferred. He came back, and we found out via Twitter on Tuesday he will be transferred to Vancouver for a rumored $1 million. The Union policy is they don't disclose the financials of these transactions, so we don't really know. This has really hit the Union fan base hard,
I'd say.
To say. It's almost been a lightning rod.
Yeah.
You know, we've got the face of the Union, who has been our first goal scorer, our first hat trick, our first all-star. You know, he leads the team in most of the stats. And we wake up one day and he's gone for some money so that we can pay some other stuff on the team. And, you know, I find this a little disheartening. It feels like I had my heart ripped out when this guy went, because this is, you know, it's cliche. He's the face. Yeah. But he's been there, you know, he poured everything into the team and the fans. And it's, you know, it's just horrible how this whole thing went down. And then to find out some of these details about how he was treated prior to his departure is just a shame. Yeah. And I think that, you know, the Union needs to do a better job of that.
I agree, and I think maybe it's something we might have to revisit, maybe even as early as next week, and come back and talk about a little bit more, because there seems to be more here than meets the eye. All right, let's jump over. I want to do a real quick little epilogue, if I could, on the Pro Bowl. I made some comments about it last week. I don't know. Did you watch the Pro Bowl this week?
Absolutely not.
Well, you and about 9% others in this country who decided to bail on the Pro Bowl completely versus last year. You know, I made a couple of suggestions last week on ways that it could be changed and improved. And frankly, when you take a look at this week's 59 to 41, that's 100 points scored in a Pro Bowl. What a disgrace. I think it absolutely proved beyond a shadow of a doubt. NFL, this game is broken. Okay? Broken. And if there's anybody you want to hear from who can prove that, it would be Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers this week actually had a comment, and his comment was, I'll be honest with you, I was a little disappointed. I felt some of the guys on the NFC side embarrassed themselves. There should be more pride involved in a game like that, and I was surprised by some of the effort by some of these guys. Well, what do you expect, NFL, when you have a game and you put it out there in between, you know, two of the biggest weekends of the entire NFL season, and these guys have absolutely nothing to play for. This is a disgrace. Something has got to be done with this game. Get it done before next year. I'm serious. All right. Now, I know you weren't watching it. You were watching something else.
I sure was.
Let's go over and talk about what else that might have been.
I was watching the NFL playoffs.
You were posting us back and forth over what the Passion was doing. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm excited about the NFL. Better than that Pro Bowl.
My mistake.
So, the Lingerie Bowl IX is set. It's going to be the returning champions, the LA Temptation, against the Philadelphia Passion. This is actually a rematch from last year.
No kidding. All right.
So,
I guess I missed that one.
Yeah. So we've got the LA Temptation actually are the two-time defending champs.
Okay.
So hopefully the Passion will be able to knock them off this year. But we found out this week that
yeah, we did.
Person,
That's right.
Mary Rose Roach, who has more than 50% of the total offense for the Passion, has a concussion and will not be playing in this game.
Right. Will not be playing.
So we may be in a bit of trouble. So,
wow.
But Vegas still has us a 4.5 point favorite.
Now this game, if I'm not mistaken, is on, I think, at what, 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock on Sunday.
So it won't interrupt
MTV
the Super Bowl if you're interested in checking it out on MTV?
MTV too.
MTV. All right.
I'm sure we'll have it up.
Yes, I'm sure we will here at the Frat House. Absolutely. I mean, nothing
TVs.
else on, why not? All right. This week, Sidekick, we came across an article the other day that indicated that the majority of the hometown folks in Indianapolis, where the Super Bowl is being held this year, were actually supporting the Giants due to the due to the rivalry that the Colts have with the Patriots and their hatred that they have there. And it was interesting because during the course of the conversation the other night here, it occurred to me. I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, what if this very game, the Giants and the Patriots, were being held here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia? And it's no secret. We broadcast from the suburbs of Philadelphia, and we know that the Philadelphia fans are incredibly passionate. We've got a reputation for that sort of thing. And so I was wondering, you know, how would fans react to this if that were the case? You know, with the hatred we have for the Giants and the fact that the Patriots beat us in Super Bowl 39. You know, how would Philly fans come down on it? So we have a few of our Facebook friends on the line who want to weigh in on that very question. And see, this is where it's so important that you become a Facebook friend of ours. And so first, we've got Tracy on the line right now from Norristown. Tracy, what are you thinking?
I'm rooting for the New York Giants because I do not like the Patriots.
All right, so there's one for the Giants. One for the Giants. And we've got Dave from Drexel Hill. Go for it, Dave. Go ahead, tell us.
All right, I would have to root for the Patriots because 1, can't root for the Giants ever, and 2, at least this way Jeffrey Lurie would get to see the Gold Senior team play on his field.
All right, so we're 1-1. What do we got? Next up, we got we got Nick on the line. Our good buddy Nick from Boyertown. All right, boil it down for us, Nick. Go ahead, tell us.
Mike, the fact of the matter is, as an Eagles fan, I really am not rooting for anybody in the Super Bowl. As a football fan, I hope to see a good game. Personally, I don't care if the Giants win. All the Giants win will do is enrage me. And the fact that another team in my own division has 2 titles in the 13 years that Andy Reid has been coach here. And the Patriots, I don't really care one way or the other about. Tom Brady's got his rings. I guess I'd rather him have another one than to see Eli Manning get another one because I just can't stand the Giants. I have no interest in this football game from a rooting perspective other than I hope it's just a pretty good football game.
All right, Nick, I appreciate your comments. I'm not sure who's on line 4. Line 4. What's your thinking?
Hey, thanks for having me. This is Ron, long-time caller, first-time listener. I'd say the Eagles statement leads green. I want to see my division win. You know you're getting your division rivals, but you always want to see that your division's the toughest. So I want the Giants to win.
All right, Ron, we appreciate that too. Now, obviously, that's not scientific, but you know.
I like that Nick guy's thinking. I'm sorry.
All right, let's go on over to the big game. We got the big game on Sunday. It's a 6:30 kickoff from Indianapolis. Now, neither of these teams if they've played in the past 2 weeks since the conference championships. But I thought perhaps maybe we'd take a real quick look at the 2 games that got us here. Let's start off with the New York Giants. They're coming off that win against the San Francisco 49ers. They won 20-17. Eli Manning was 32 of 58 for 316 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. He had an 82.3 QB rating. He was sacked 6 times, and he was hit 12 by the 49ers. Ahmad Bradshaw had 20 carries, 74 yards. He also had 6 receptions and another 52 yards. Cruz, Nix, Bradshaw accounted for 21 receptions and 249 yards. The New England Patriots, they won that game over the Baltimore Ravens. Tom Brady, 22 of 36 for 239 yards, no TDs, 2 interceptions, 57.5 QB rating. Ben Jarvis, Green-Ellis, 15 carries, 68 yards, and 1 TD. Gronkowski, Hernandez, Welker. They all accounted for 18 receptions and 206 yards. All right, we got 2 teams that are coming in, and you know, in previous Super Bowls, it would be a situation where you got 2 teams that haven't met each other, but we've got a unique situation here, and that is that both these teams did actually meet up in Week 9, and that was on November 6th. And I think that that's an important game to go back and take a look at. And when we do, you would see that Manning had a pretty good day. He was 20 of 39 for 250 yards. He had 2 TDs and an interception. A 77.9 QB rating. Brandon Jacobs was the carrier that day with 72 yards, and he had a TD. And in fact, the highlights that are running behind us right now are, in fact, Week 9. Cruz, Ballard, Manningham, they accounted for 13 receptions. Brady that day in November. He was 28 of 49 for 342 yards. He had a 75.4 QB rating. I think the big thing here with Brady on that particular day, yes, he had 2 DDs, he had 2 interceptions, and he also had a fumble lost. In fact, the Patriots that particular day had 4 turnovers total for the entire team. Gronkowski, Hernandez, Welker, they accounted for 21 receptions, 272 yards, and 2 TDs. Ben Jarvis, Green-Ellis was also a factor. And if we wanted to, we could go back to Super Bowl 42 in 2008, but I think it's irrelevant. The key to this game is pressuring Brady. That's where I am with it. If the Giants can get back there, put some pressure on him, then in fact, you can see Brady start to fold. He will throw interceptions, and he will get sacked. It is going to be most important that the Giants defense gets on him. Where do you see the game going?
Well, New England's going to have to shut down the passing offense of Eli Manning if they're going to have any chance at this. You know, I think that their running game is they're a little healthy, but I think their running game's still a little suspect. Mm-hmm. You know, they didn't even, I think they barely had 100. No, they didn't even have 100 yards against San Francisco.
No.
So if they can keep Manning from throwing touchdowns, they got a shot at it. Otherwise,
well, the other X factor here is Gronkowski, and without Gronkowski, or even a hobbled Gronkowski, then it's going to be obvious to the Giants who, in fact, Brady might be going to, and that's going to be Hernandez.
right.
So that takes one element out of the picture. And we already know that the Patriots really don't have a running game. I mean, you can talk Green-Ellis all you want, but the bottom line is they're a passing team, period.
Yeah. But I think it's going to wind up more of a shootout style, and I think it's more on the Patriots to stop the Giants than it is, the Patriots are going to put up their numbers. They're going to hit Gronkowski.
You're asking that defense to stop them. All right, that's an interesting.
But that's what I think. That's what's going to come down to how this game.
Patriots are favored by 3. I checked the line before we started the show. Where do you see it?
I'm going to go with whoever commits the least turnovers.
Might be okay. You're hedging your bet. That might be an interesting one. All right. I'm not going to make any qualms about this. I'm rooting for the Giants. But I'm picking the New England Patriots. I'm picking the Patriots. I think the Patriots...
Are you taking any prescription medication?
Yeah, I might be. I'll tell you right now.
You can't pick both.
I'm not picking both. I'm rooting for the Giants. I'm picking the Patriots. I'm not picking both. I'm rooting
violation.
No, it's not a violation.
I don't do that!
Thank you. I don't do that. No, and I'll tell you why. Here's the deal. Brady's been beaten twice. And when that guy gets the eye of the tiger going and he comes out there, he is not going to get beat a third time. I don't see it. Brady is going to control that New England Patriots team, and he is going to win. It's going to be close. He's going to win.
All right, I'll make a deal with you.
Go ahead.
Here, I will actually pick who I think is going to win the game.
Go.
But you can't root for one and pick the other to win. Pick one that you will root for, and you will...
Well, I'm rooting... You can't do that. Go.
I'll go with the Patriots.
All right. One last real quick segment, please. Next week we're going to be starting a new segment, and that's our top 5 sports villains in all sports. Next week, Sidekick and I will be concentrating on our biggest villain in our lifetime in football. We want to hear from you. Let us know who your biggest villain has been in football in your entire life. Doesn't matter who it is. It could be from any team, any state. Doesn't matter. Who's your biggest villain in football? All right, there you go.
You have to ask me nicely.
Well, I'm asking nice. There you have it. Keep it real. Keep it live. Keep it going. See you next week.
They're really letting them play. It's a physical game. Oh, me, oh, my! A monster jam by Blake Griffin. Oh, what a play by Blake. The fans can hardly believe what they just saw. Is it possible to top what he did last year? Almost a Moshko.